Wait, are we live? Wait, alive. Okay. Hello. So, episode 151. Yeah. So we've got Dallas on today, who's our new producer onto the set. So shout out to Dallas. And so today, well, it's 3 p.m. So afternoon. So we've got the lovely Maddi, DJ. I'm so sorry.
It's MJAE.
MJAE. I was gonna say, yeah. I was gonna say your last name, but so DJ MJAE. So you've been DJing for how long now?
Like coming up to 2 years in August.
2 years?
Yeah.
How are you finding it though?
Yeah, 2 years.
2 years? Yeah. Time flies when you're having fun, right? Though.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing is like, you know, gig after gig, week after week, and then you're like, wait a minute, I've been doing this for a while.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
so
kind of flies by.
Yeah. How have you found it though? Like,
I enjoy it a lot. Like,
whereabouts do you play and like what do you do and what music genre? Like,
so I mainly play upstairs Magnet on Saturdays.
Yeah.
It's like either weekly or fortnightly before Katie Banks does.
Oh, okay.
So play a little like the commercial party sing along stuff, like.
That's all right.
The songs that most people should know. You would hope so, anyway.
So it's kind of, commercial, like the top 40.
Yeah.
Yeah, to get like all the, you know, just, is it 18 to 21s? Like, what would you say like the demographic usually is? Because it's.
Yeah, roughly.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a bit broad, but like mainly like it's like the 18s to like maybe 25-ish.
And so what time do you usually start? Like how long do you go for?
So I would normally play from 10 p.m. till 12.
That's not bad.
Sometimes 1, just depending if like say Katie's playing somewhere else and she can't get there for 12. Yeah. I will play till she gets there.
She's got to teleport there, right?
Yeah, got to teleport.
Yeah.
Use her magic skills.
That's it, yeah. It's so funny with that, like trying to, you know, when you have multiple gigs on in one night, you're like going from one place to the other, and it's just like so flat out. So playing for 2 hours then, like how do you like what time does Mez actually open? Like
opens at 10 p.m.
At 10 p.m.
Yeah.
And so then usually by about 11 p.m. then it starts really building up
and
getting busy.
Sometimes it, like if you're lucky it'll be like 10:30, but it doesn't normally get busy till like 11:30.
Yeah. And so how do you find it though? Like when you, because they've got a grand piano up there.
Yeah.
Now, don't they?
Yeah.
And so like what's it like DJing out of a grand piano? Like,
it's different.
It's different, yeah.
Yeah. It looks appealing in the photos, so it's different.
So with the DJing, how did you get into it? Because you were saying before, like, shout out to the others, right?
So I kind of, in a sense, you could say I was conned into it.
Conned?
So I remember one of my friends, Zephyr, she does like a lot of boat parties and stuff. And I remember once I was like, oh, like I kind of want to give this a shot, like just mess around. So she asked like the DJ they had, like, hey, can you show my friend how to do this, blah blah blah. Did it, took some videos, came to work the next day, and some of our DJs are like, you're really good, we're making this happen. And I was like,
just like straight like, yep, sorry, you're a DJ now.
Yeah, you're like, we're making this happen, it's gonna be a thing. 2 years later, here we are.
There you are. Yeah, professional. Yeah. So then with that, like, what was it like for your first gig? Like, how many people were on the boat, and like
A fair few.
a fair few, and
fair
like
few.
you didn't have? Did you have your own music as well? Or did
No,
you use the?
no,
So,
I used his, yeah.
yeah, okay.
Didn't know what I was doing, but like,
But he kind of like guided you and helped you out, and like
kind of.
Oh, you just
Like,
like,
the thing
nah,
that
my
kind
turn.
of grabbed like the other DJ's attention, who
Yeah.
were making this happen, is that I didn't realize I was doing it, but I managed to like slow down the track,
Oh, really?
and then like everyone was like kind of dancing to it, and then like as soon as like they're trying to shuffle, I think they were shuffling from memory, and
Okay.
because I was slowing it down, all you saw was people like hopping on one leg, like, and then as soon as I like let it play up again, they just do their thing, and I was like, oh, that's cool.
That's what that moment when you were just like,
Yeah,
yeah, I'm gonna do
I
this.
enjoy this.
Yeah.
This is fun.
So they literally found the videos of you DJing
I put it on my Instagram story.
on your Instagram story.
Yeah,
And then
and
they were
they
just
were
like,
like-
yep. So then, from that gig, then, like, what was the gig after that? Because you mentioned something about.
So my friend Quincy had a birthday takeover with one of his friends,
Okay.
and decided that I was playing, and told me I was playing in 2 weeks, and I was like, what?
It just decided straight up.
Yeah.
Was like, yep, you're
Decided.
on
I
the bill.
thought he was joking because he was drunk when he first told me, and then I woke up to a message the next day of him going, "This is actually happening. See you in 2 weeks," and I was like, okay.
So what type of preparation did you do for it? Like,
I had to obviously learn how to play properly. So I was lucky enough to know some DJs like Gabby T.
yeah.
So
Shout out to Gabby T,
she
yeah.
taught me a lot,
Mhm.
pretty much everything that I know at that time period. So
And then like, what music did you prepare for? Like, because it was
it was
Quincy's.
just like the sing along party stuff because I was still playing upstairs.
Okay, yep.
So I think I was closing that night. I'm
Oh,
pretty
wow,
sure.
okay.
So I was closing upstairs Magnet. So
What? So that's like 3 a.m., 4 a.m., 4 a.m. to 5
I
a.m.
think
or
it
something?
was. I started at 2, I think,
Okay.
and then I think it finished at like 3:34
Yeah, okay.
from memory. I
So
can't
that's
really
alright, though.
remember.
That's
It
not-
was a long time.
Yeah. But then what was it like your first time in a club? Did you get like butterflies or anything like that?
I
And, like-
was absolutely petrified.
Yeah.
I.
But that's how it is with every DJ with their first gig, right?
Yeah,
Like-
I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. Is it too late to pull out?
Oh, really?
And my friends that were there were like, nope, we're gonna go do shots. And I was like, no. Yeah, so apparently shots calm your nerves.
Yeah, apparently,
So-
yeah. A good friend of mine, he actually, when he goes and DJs, he has to have at least like 4 beers or at least 2 pints, 3 pints.
Yeah.
But that's when he gets up on stage and he is just loving it. Like, he's just so into it. But he reckons that he can't DJ without being sober. And I'm like,
But you can.
yeah, you can.
Because I do it
Yeah.
every week.
Yeah, the same thing with me as well. But exactly, like the alcohol makes it more fun in a way, right?
I think
Kind
it
of,
just
or-
kind of, it's just a mindset. Like,
Yeah.
because you're so used to partying, and when
Mm.
you party, you drink.
Yeah.
So
It's
it's
yeah.
just a mind. I think it's just a mindset that you have to drink
Mm.
when you're DJing to make it fun.
But that's it.
but
It's not
yeah.
all the time though. And the thing as well is like alcohol being a poison. If you're DJing every week, like you know,
Cut you later, liver.
that's exactly yeah, that's exactly it, 100%. So then from that gig, then like what else have you done since then?
So I was obviously lucky enough to have my first proper set playing Matter.
Yeah.
Which got me recognition from Keegan,
Okay.
who asked me to play the seasons that were coming up that year.
Oh wow. Okay.
So,
So you got to play at festival that same year
I
as
got
well.
to close the silent disco for seasons for like the sing along stuff,
That's alright.
which was pretty cool.
Yeah. 'Cause that
Again,
would've been
I was
packed.
absolutely traumatized and scared to do it because I was like, I'm a fuck it up. Yeah.
But the thing is, though, is sometimes if you get thrown in the deep end, right,
Yeah.
to start off with, then after that, it's pretty straightforward, right?
I think so. I feel like sometimes like it's a blessing in disguise. It kind of
Yeah.
was. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So then you were just doing like a 1 hour set as well for
Yeah.
the silent disco? And so, like, when it comes to playing like the commercial sing along, like, what type of sing along tunes do you play? Like, what do you reckon, like, hits hard and gets people going?
Can never go wrong with the Veronicas.
Yeah, no,
That's
that's true.
always
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, it's been around
Um,
forever.
I don't know. I think you just kind of need to know like what was popular. Like for example, like Eeny Meeny. That always goes
Eeny
on
Meeny?
from like it has. Can't can't remember who it's from, but I know Justin Bieber's in it.
Okay.
And it's like,
Can we try and look that up? If that's all right. I don't think I know that song.
I think you know the song.
I might know.
I think you'll know the song.
Okay, maybe I might know that song.
And then like can't go wrong with Taylor Swift.
Yeah,
Taylor
of
Swift
course,
seems to
yeah.
be going off a lot whenever I like seem to play it. It just suddenly gets super busy.
Yeah.
So
Well, it's
everyone loves some Tay Tay.
yeah. All the girls love Tay Tay, and the guys as well.
Yeah,
like, some
and
guys,
Katy Perry, surprisingly, like
Really?
Katy
Okay.
Perry went like going.
What, like California girls, or was it not?
So
was it California
I
girls?
like to play hot and cold,
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
going from that into Dark Horse.
Dark Horse.
Yeah.
I don't think I actually know that one.
Oh,
But
you should listen to
see,
it.
I'm a commercial DJ
You
as
should
well,
listen
but
to it.
I'm a pub bar DJ though. I play rock and roll and stuff. So then, like after seasons, then from where? Because like that's amazing that you've done those two.
From seasons, I then I wouldn't say magically. I was just lucky enough to have the connections to get into the Capital Corp, like DJing.
Yeah, the roster and all.
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
And so then, like, so
I remember Jeff asked me to play Newport,
okay,
and then after that, I just kind of ended up on the weekly roster
yeah, okay.
at Newport.
How was it for the Newport? Because when I played there once, and I found it's like you really got to play like the cheesy top 40 temperature storm Paul kind of stuff.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, okay.
I think it just depends. Like, obviously, you have to be able to read the crowd, and like, if there's more females, you're not gonna play like,
Yeah.
I guess, more muscular songs. You'll play more like feminine stuff,
Yeah,
like
yeah, more
WAP
girly
and
tracks.
stuff.
Yeah, of course.
For
yeah.
example, like,
Yeah.
yeah,
But that's exactly it. It is reading the crowd. That's what is like one of the biggest things about being a DJ, don't you reckon?
yeah,
Like
100%.
if you can't read the crowd, then you can't play appropriately. You can't get people to get tipsy and spend more on the bar. Then you know
Well, you're not gonna want to stay somewhere if you're not vibing to the music.
exactly. And so this is
So-
what I say to a lot of people as well. It's like when you walk past a venue, it's like, what does the venue look like? Is it falling apart? Is it new?
Yeah.
Is it pretty? Is it this or that? Is it glamorous? Well, who's in there? Does it look like if you go in there, you know, you might get into trouble? Like people like a bit snobby, or you know, something's going on, or are they lovely? Is it families? Is there kids in there? Like, and then like, what's the the bar staff, and like, what's the overall vibe as well?
Yeah,
Because like the bar staff, are they friendly? Are they nice? Or they just don't want to serve you?
yeah.
And then with the atmosphere and the vibe, is the music good?
So it's like when I first started playing, or when I first found out I was going to be playing Newport that weekend.
Mm.
I went to Newport on the Wednesday night with some of my friends, because like, well, obviously I knew the person I was DJing as well, but I kind of wanted to suss it out and be like, oh, like this is what it looks like,
That
because
is
I had never
great.
been there till I played.
Mm.
So
That's the way to do it, though. That's
Yeah.
100% the way to do it. Like that's impressive. Not impressive. That's great that you did that though, because so many DJs I know, they just go to the venue. They just look it up on Facebook and go, okay.
it's not the same though. If you
That's
like
it.
look it up, it's like different to when you physically go there to experience it.
Yeah,
So
that's exactly it.
yeah,
Like that's the way to do it though, because you got to see what the venue's like.
yeah.
And see what type of vibe it is already. And even going on a Wednesday, like, was it a student night or something like that? Or
Yeah, I think so.
yeah, okay, yeah. So it would have been busy.
It's like Wednesday night's Magnet, but it was a Newport thing.
then. Yeah,
So
yeah, okay. So then, how do you find it working at Magnet? Because it's always packed and it's
I
always
enjoy
busy.
it.
Yeah,
I enjoy the fast pace.
yeah.
Like,
Just the go
Yeah.
atmosphere. Yeah,
it keeps me busy.
yeah.
I don't like not being busy.
Mm.
So
But that's the thing about those atmospheres, right? When you go and then you stop and you're like, I need something to do. Like this is
yeah, like
boring,
when
but
it
then
has that quiet peak, I just kind of I'm like, oh, what do I do? Like,
yeah.
don't know what to do with myself.
Yeah. So then with the DJing, like what are some of the like the fun things you found about it? But then also like, as you said, like the first couple of gigs, it was a bit like, not traumatizing, but it was like so scary to go up in front of all the people and do
Yeah.
it. Like what are some of the fun things you've found
I
about
think
it?
like one of the fun things that I definitely enjoy is like just seeing people enjoying my music and
Mm.
coming up to me like, oh, like you're really, really good, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, thank you. Because like, obviously you kind of go there and when you're opening, it's not really busy.
Mm.
And then when it gets busier, it kind of builds up that confidence you have.
Yeah.
So hearing
That's
people
it,
be like,
yeah.
oh, you're really good, blah, blah, blah. It's nice.
Yeah, that's it. It's almost like a pat on the back being
Yeah.
like, you're doing a good job and it's working out.
Especially when you have those nights where you feel like you're playing terrible
Mm.
and you're not mixing as well as you normally do and stuff. And then like you have like those one or two people come up to you and be like, you're really, really good. Like, keep doing what you're doing. We love it.
Mm.
It's a great feeling.
But see, that's what's so crazy though as well, right? Where it's like when you're in control of the music and then, you know, you feel like you're not mixing as well. Because like even I get it. Everyone gets it, right? But then people are still enjoying it, still dancing. It's like they don't really realize the technical side of it behind it. It's like, you know, have you ever had the music stop for like a split second?
Oh, yeah. Or when it goes into an emergency loop
Yeah,
and you're like, why?
But the thing is, like, when that happens, you're like, uh-oh. But then the crowd is still vibing, still having a good time. But then at the same time, you're like, oh, shit. Let's get this sorted. But that's just the fun. That's the thing that makes it enjoyable, right? It's just like, it's how dynamic and, you know, not on the go, freestyle it is almost in a way.
Yeah.
Every night's different in a way. Even though, like, you know, sometimes at some venues you have to play similar music and similar things.
Yeah, like I have a brief that I need to follow where it's like you play cheesy, party long, like sing along stuff. But in the brief, it's like limited edit. So that's like the little loophole I like go into when I kind of want to make it a bit more like
limited edit,
doof, I guess.
So,
but like
edits of those tracks.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you can have like, I guess like little remixes of it where it has a bit more of like a bass to it than like.
So how often do you search for music and find like edits and remixes and stuff like that?
Like, I try to do it like maybe once every like month or two.
Okay.
Because there's always so much music that comes out.
Yeah.
If you're doing it constantly, you're not gonna.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
so when you do have all the new music, it's like, oh, I have all this new stuff I can play around with now.
But that's exactly it. There's so much music always coming out every day. And like you look at the iTunes charts, Beatport charts, or anything like that.
Like SoundCloud and stuff as well, and you're like.
Yeah, that's it. So many bootlegs and edits and this and that, and like even just fresh new music as well. But then I find it so funny because it's like me and a good friend, like he does research like 7 hours a day. Not 7 hours a day, 7 hours a week, right? But then doing that 7 hours a week of finding the new stuff to play at the market grounds and stuff. So you'll go and play something that's in the iTunes charts at number 3, but then the Perth crowd don't know it yet.
Yeah.
But then 2 weeks later, they're like, "Oh, can you play this?" And they actually request and like, "I was playing this 2 weeks ago." Yeah. Do you find that sometimes when you play new music and then, and you're like,
it's like when that new remix of Blue came out.
Oh,
no one knew it.
Good. Yeah.
And then like 2 weeks later, we started playing it again, and people were like, "Oh my god!" Like singing along to it, vibing out. Because when I first played it when it first came out, people kind of stood there and were like, "What is this?"
Yeah, but that's it. That song "I'm Blue," even though it's a rehash of Eiffel 65.
Yeah.
I'm Blue. Well, no, I'm good. Sorry, the David Guetta "I'm Good, I'm Feeling Alright," and it's a rehash of Eiffel 65. I'm Blue, but it's just like for them now, it's still such a popular song, and I don't think it's gonna go away anytime soon. Like everywhere I go, any pub, bar, even small thing or anything like that, parties, people just love that song. But then it's crazy how some songs come into the spotlight and then disappear.
Yeah.
Like, have you been playing Unholy by Disclosure at all?
I have, like, here and there. Like, some nights it's, like, really good. And then, like, other nights people are like, what is this?
That's it, yeah. But that's reading the crowd and playing appropriately. Here's a good question for you. How often do you play ABBA?
I think I've played ABBA once.
Oh, wow, okay.
I think I played it once.
Wow, okay. I kind of thought that would be, like, the staple upstairs in the top 40 room. Because, like, it's like, gimme a man after
it's
midnight.
Like, I know, or every time I've, like, been there, I've always heard Katie play it.
Yeah,
so I don't want to play it earlier.
That's fair.
When I know it's going to work later more.
Do you talk to Katie about, like, I'll play this?
Not really.
Not
no.
Really. Yeah. But that you just know, though, right?
Yeah, like, well, because obviously I work there, so I kind of already knew, like, the stuff she kind of, like, And, like, people always ask for ABBA when she's up there that I've seen.
Yeah.
So, or if I, like, cover her to go toilet, people are, like, holding their phones out and be like, ABBA. And I'm like,
of course.
Just wait.
Yeah, just wait. I'll mix it in, yeah. So, how long have you been working for there, then?
At Magnet?
At Magnet, yeah.
November this year will be 3 years.
November this year with 3 years.
Yeah.
And
long time. long
It's-
time.
Yeah, that's a while. Yeah. And how do you find it? Like, because you were saying before we went live, you do bottle service, right?
Yeah, so I do the door and bottles. So I started off doing bottles, and then I actually ended up like hurting myself where I had to like be taken off bottles for a little bit.
How did you hurt yourself?
I ended up breaking my fingers, so I
Really?
couldn't hold the bottles
Oh,
to
what?
pour.
Did you break it out of work or?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's fair. Yeah. Okay. Like you don't. Yeah. Don't worry. Yeah. You broke your fingers.
Yeah,
That's
just
fair.
to break my fingers.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
And then yeah, that's fair though, because if you can't hold the bottle, you can't lift anything.
Yeah.
But
so I
So-
got moved to door
Okay.
permanently because I was already swapping between like door and bottles when
Yeah.
I started, and then when obviously not being able to pour bottles and carry the stuff, can't really do bottle service.
that's it. Yeah.
So
But
yeah.
then, how often do people get bottle service at Magnet?
every weekend,
Every
weekend,
Every weekend.
there's always at least 1 or 2 booths.
Really?
Yeah.
It's what, booths booked out or booths that do the bottle service?
So you can pre-order the booths.
Okay.
Or if you're lucky enough and you want to risk it, you
Yeah.
can come in and I'm like, hey, I'm interested in bottle service. How would I go about that? Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. Okay. Wow.
But yeah,
Yeah. That's okay. I
it's
can-
definitely something like you don't want to just rock up and hope there's a booth there.
Yeah, you'd have to call up and pre-book in the whole lot.
Yeah.
So then, alongside the DJing, so you do cheerleading.
I do.
Cheerleading.
Yes.
So tell me about all that, because like I've never had a guest on that does cheerleading in Perth. Like
Yeah,
at all.
I didn't realize that so many people didn't know that like cheerleading was a thing in Perth.
Yeah.
Because
Well,
like
that's it. Yeah, because it's an American sport almost, right? Yeah.
well, it's more known over there. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's fun, interesting.
Well, it keep you fit though, right? Because it's like dancing.
Oh, you would
and-
hope so.
Yeah. Yeah.
You would hope so, especially when you train like 4 or 5 hours a week.
Really? 4
You
or
would
5
hope
hours a
so, yeah.
week? So what's involved with the?
So cheerleading is a mix between like acrobatics, gymnastics, and dance.
Wow.
So
Okay.
yeah,
Three
Yeah.
very physically challenging
Yeah.
things, right? So then, like, do you do flips and stuff like that, or?
so I used to tumble.
Okay.
Haven't tumbled in a while because that's when I broke my fingers.
So is tumbling when they throw you in the air and you spin? and
No,
then-
so that's flying. So I'm a
Okay.
flyer.
Okay.
I literally get thrown around like a rag doll.
Wow,
You gotta
okay.
hope they're gonna catch you.
Yeah, that sounds pretty scary. Like,
Yeah, I mean it can be, but it's like an adrenaline rush, I guess,
yeah, it
when you're
would
like doing like the spins and stuff. When like, for example, like you won't know what I'm on about, but a fall down is when like they kind of throw you up in the air and you kind of like
a full down.
spin, fall down.
Full down.
Yeah,
Can
so you
look
kinda
up
like-
full down for. Let's see if we can pull this up. It sounds interesting. So what is it? You get flung up and
Yeah,
then
and then I kind of like spin down
okay,
in the air and get caught.
and then you get caught.
Yeah,
Fall down in cheerleading. Yeah, just
yeah,
maybe.
like
Oh,
just after this
Alright,
snazzy
alright.
little ad.
so what is this? You can go full screen as well if you want, Dallas. All right. That's a lot of promotion for that video. So this is a full down.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Pretty much, you're being thrown up in the air and you like kind of do a little twist, spin thing, and like they catch you again.
How? That's still quite high up in the air.
Yeah.
So then, how high do you get thrown then?
Pretty similar.
Okay. That's like, it's like
It
do you have,
depends.
like, a
It
big,
depends.
Like, do you sometimes have like a big muscly dude who's just like?
Oh
just
yeah, like
launches
when
you?
we're learning new stunts and stuff. Because we have 2 guys in our team.
Okay.
Sometimes they forget that I weigh nothing. So
Yeah.
I weigh literally like 48 kilos last time I checked.
Wow.
I weigh nothing.
Yeah, that's
So,
nothing.
They're like throwing us up in the air, and it freaks me out sometimes because I'm not expecting it.
yeah.
Because my stunt group is a group of girls normally.
Okay.
So when I have one of the guys backing me, it goes a lot higher because they're
yeah.
a lot stronger, I guess. Like
Stronger. Oh, yeah.
we can go just as high without them,
Yeah.
but like it just kind of shocks you, and you're like,
Yeah.
ah,
Okay.
yeah.
So what other things are involved with like cheerleading? Because if it's like gymnastics, aerobatics, and then acrobatics, and then also dancing as well. Like with the dance, like with the dancing, do you do it for sport teams in Perth or anything, or is it just like in?
So we do
gyms or-
competitive cheer, which is like we showcase our skills going against other gyms and be like,
Okay.
this is what our routine looks like. These are the skills we can hit. Like you, obviously everyone wants to come first, and like if you come first, you can get bids and stuff to go to like nationals, which is like over east. And then that can take you to like worlds and stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
So
yeah, because didn't you say just before as well?
yeah. So this weekend is actually worlds. Over in Orlando.
Okay. Can we try and pull that up as well, if that's all right?
Have a few friends that are competing over there.
Really?
Australia came first for their co-ed team.
So
Oh,
Australia,
no, not co-ed, their all-girl team.
all-girl
And
team.
they came second for their co-ed team in all of like the world.
Wow.
So
they came first.
Yeah.
In the world.
Yeah.
For cheerleading Australia.
First and second.
That's awesome. That's so good. Because that's the thing is like some people don't even think Australia exists.
Yeah.
It's a bit silly.
I still have those TikToks that come up saying we're paid actors. So
Yeah, that's it. We're all paid actors.
paid actors, yeah, I'm broke.
Yeah. So then that's wild. That's awesome. And so then like how long have you been doing cheerleading
So
for?
I've been doing cheer on and off since I was 16.
Wow, okay. So that's a good stint then. That's a long time.
Yeah. My cousin actually got me into it.
Okay.
Because I used to do gymnastics and like dance growing up. So being a gymnast, you like make fun of them, like, oh, like that's not a real sport and
That's
blah blah.
it. We're
yeah.
from
yeah.
Australia. We're
Yeah,
that's yep.
Like anyone can do that, but then like physically doing myself, I'm like, oh, this is actually a lot harder than like it looks.
So it's a lot more full on. But then, like, so you said 5 hours a week doing that, right?
Roughly. So I train for 2.5 hours. So about 4 or 5 hours.
4 or 5 hours. But then, so like, what's involved with the training? And so, but then you've got the training, and then you have
our competitions. Yeah.
So
it's just like learning the routine, learning new skills, making sure like look nice. Obviously, like you don't want to go compete something if it looks messy and like crappy.
Yeah, of course,
you want to make sure like you can hit that and make sure like the groups are working well together, because if they're not, it's not going to hit.
Yeah.
It's not going to look pretty if it doesn't hit.
And so how often are there competitions then?
So normally comp season starts from like mid-June to like November.
Okay.
And then like nationals is like end of November, December.
So that's a good long stint then.
Yeah.
And so with the competition, so it's like maybe 4 or 5 in Perth, or like cause
So I'm pretty sure I'm doing like 6 competitions this year.
wow, okay. And
And
they're
that's
all
just, like,
different.
Yeah, so they're all different comps from like June to like November. It's
Yeah,
just all
okay.
spread out throughout that time period.
That's awesome though.
Yeah.
And,
So
like,
a
are you
lot of fun.
excited? Because that's like, I can imagine you'd be exhausted after that.
It's a time. I guess it's exciting because like you're trained so hard to do it, and it's like so our routine is about 2 minutes 30.
Yeah.
That's
actually not that long.
No, it's not that long, but it's a lot that goes into it.
That's
where
it,
like a
2
lot of
minutes
like
30.
blood and sweat.
I thought it'd be like 15 or 20 minutes or something like that, like a full like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So whenever I have like people ask me like, oh, like, what's cheer like? Blah blah blah. I would tell them, since that cheer documentary came out, to go watch that first season.
So cheer documentary.
Yeah, there's a Netflix series called Cheer.
Okay.
That's from the Novato cheer team, which is like a college team, but a lot of them like are all-star cheerleaders too, which is like what I do.
Yeah.
But it shows you like the progress of like the training, the commitment, the blood and the sweat, like the mental breakdowns you have from it.
Yeah.
Because it's like
It's just so physically, like it's just so involved,
just
right?
so physically like demanding on your body and stuff.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. That's
Yeah.
that's full on. But the thing is, you enjoy it, though.
Yeah,
right? And
100%.
that's encourage anyone like to get into it, because if they love it, they love it.
Yeah.
Right?
It's like I feel like cheer is definitely a good thing, because there's a lot of people, like one of my best friends I met, or 2 of my best friends actually, I met through cheer.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
And it's like you make those friendships because you're spending so much time together, and you're literally up in each other's grill constantly about it.
But then it's just so like it's just,
it's
the
like
camaraderie, the team spirit, right? Like,
yeah, It's like there's times like training and stuff, I'm constantly getting, I guess, touched up. If, for example, if this happened at a club, you'll go off at them like they're groping me, blah blah blah. But in cheer, it's like you're literally getting touched up by your friends and that. Not intentionally. It's
Yeah, but
just like
part of the routine.
yeah, it's just
yeah.
or like if you're falling, like they have to catch you however they can.
Yeah,
So you
exactly.
don't hit that floor.
Yeah.
Because it's not pleasant hitting the sprung. Even though it's sprung and it's a
Yeah.
bit more padded than like a dead mat, still not not fun.
Have you hit the floor
Oh,
before?
100%.
Really?
100%.
And so it's just it's sprung mat, but it just
Yeah.
oh,
Like
that would
last year,
hurt.
I had to go to the hospital. One of my cheer coach had to take me to the hospital because they thought I broke my arm
Huh?
because I went and did a high to low. So we started up like extension, which was like up above your head like this from here to like here.
Okay.
And I was doing like a TikTok when you go from one leg to the other, but I pulled like an arabesque.
Arabesque.
So it's like a single.
Let's look this up.
I don't know how to explain it. It's kind of like
Don't know,
one
the
leg
video
up.
will
Yeah,
show-
yeah.
yeah, that's it.
Yeah, and then I kind of
So-
forgot.
How do you spell it quickly?
That's a good question. I can't think of it.
Arabesque. Let's just put cheerleading after and we'll be able
Or
to
even
figure
like
it out.
dance and stuff, like just gymnastics and that. It's just like, yeah, you just have like one leg behind you, kind of, and it's just like straight-ish. I
Okay.
can't not explain this. Everyone's probably watching this and be like, "What is she on about?"
But then so you
have
almost
to, yeah,
they thought you almost broke your arm. for a
yeah,
while
because when I fell, I rebounded off the mat on my arm, so like,
oh.
yeah,
Oh, there we
yeah.
go.
Yeah. So, fun times. Ended up having to go to hospital. Yeah, so that's an arabesque, but that's like imagine that, but up above someone's head.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that. Yeah, so
Yeah,
they
yeah.
hold your foot and they launch you up
Yeah.
like that. Oh wow, okay.
So I wasn't meant to do cheer last year, so I was filling in.
Yeah,
I was just trying to take a break. My body needed the break.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
was trying to focus on studies.
yep.
And I was like, okay, yeah, I can fill in for you guys, blah, blah, blah. I forgot not to drop my chest, and I dropped my chest and fell and
Mm.
rebounded off my arm. Had to go to hospital. It wasn't broken, just bruised.
Oh, thank
Had
God
some
for that,
amazing
though.
painkillers.
Yeah, that would have helped then. Yeah. But wow, and then so even still after that, you just got straight
Yeah.
back into it.
Well,
yeah.
it's part of the sport. It's like,
Mm.
for example, like footy. You're going to get tackled.
Yeah,
You're going to get
That's
knocked
it.
to the ground. You're still going to get up.
that's
right?
it. Just like with motocross as well.
Yeah, like,
You hit if you go and hit like go off a jump and you swerve off and hit a tree doing 40 k's an hour, and you break your arm and your leg and do this and do that.
if you're
still-
physically able to get up and to continue,
yeah, why
do
not?
it. Just do it.
Because it's the passion for it. It's the sport. It's just the excitement.
Yeah.
As you said, it's the adrenaline as well, right?
Yeah, so obviously it's like a 2-minute 30 routine. So
Yeah.
it's you kind of like training so hard for all of this, and you're doing like all these flips and tosses and stuff where like it looks cool and
Mm.
appealing. So it's like amazing.
Mm, just
Yeah.
yeah, it's so much fun.
Yeah.
So what's a co-ed that you said
So
before?
co-ed is a mix between guys and girls.
Okay, yep. I thought so, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and then how many people are usually in a team as well?
It can vary. It can generally vary from like 12-ish people to like I think you can have up to 24 people in a team.
24 people in a cheerleading team.
Yeah.
That's a
I
lot
think.
of people. Well, even still 12 is a lot though.
Yeah.
I thought it'd be like
So a
4.
stunt group, you have a base or 2 bases on
Mhm.
each side, a back spot, and then you have your flyer.
Okay.
So
back spotter,
back spot's the person that stands behind you and like
just in case that you
holds,
fall?
yeah,
Oh, okay.
kind of. They hold the back of your legs, so like for the
Yeah.
extra support.
Yeah, okay. And then so it was what was it again? So back spotter.
You have your back spot, then you have your main base, and
Yep.
then you have your secondary base.
Okay, and so what's the base then?
They just kind of the ones that throw you up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just chuck you.
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. That's amazing though. And so then, like, with cheerleading, like, have you ever won any competitions or anything at all? or-
Yeah.
Yeah?
We've won some.
Yeah, that's pretty
Yeah.
cool though. Like, because I can imagine it's like it would be so strenuous and so full on that, just like, it's just so challenging. Like, so
Mm.
physically challenging.
Yeah.
So then, like, whereabouts do you do it? And like,
So this year I'm actually cheering at CA Flyers.
CA Flights.
That's
Can we pull
in
that up?
Lansdale.
In Lansdale.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a cute little team. Love it.
Yeah. Okay. Have they been going long at all, or?
I think they have been going for a few years now.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, because this is my first year with them. So I used to be at Edge in 2021. And then before that, I was at Ice Elite. So yeah, that's my club that I'm at. It's amazing.
And this is up so people can see as well. Press 8 on the key. There you go. Wait, you go on the other screen. Just full screen that one. It's all good. Like, we'll be able to sort this all out later.
Yeah. So this is where I do cheerleading.
Yeah, okay.
I do recommend it. It's a lovely environment. It's probably one of my favorite clubs that I've been to.
Yep. Okay.
Like, the coaches are just very supportive, and yeah.
That's amazing though. It looks just so.
If you're interested, definitely email them.
Oh yeah. A guy my age, yeah, I'll get into that.
Oh, there's like people that are like in their late 20s, early 30s that still do it.
Really?
So,
okay. So is there kind of almost like an age limit? Because I mean,
not really. I mean, obviously, when you feel like you can't do it anymore, then yeah. But
yeah. I was about to say, it's like, imagine it's like, a 50-year-old getting flung in the air. That'd be interesting.
Yeah, obviously you have to be a bit more realistic about it.
Yeah.
I can't, unless they're like super healthy, I can't personally see 50-year-old being flung around in the air.
That's it.
But anything's possible, I guess.
Yeah. So then, how do you work that in with the DJing then as well?
You just got to communicate, I guess. Yeah. Like, if I have a competition that Saturday night, I just have to communicate about it. And same with like working in the nightclub, I just have to communicate and be like, hey, sorry, I'm competing from this time. I probably can't play this night. Sorry. Or when I'm going to do my door shift, I have to communicate with like the manager, and be like, hey, sorry, I have my comp at this time. I can like blah blah blah. She'll try and rush me on later.
Yeah.
But obviously sometimes it's unpredictable. Like sometimes the awards and everything go a bit longer. So it's just communication, really. If you can communicate with them about it, it's fine.
But see, that's like with any job as well.
It's just communication's key.
And as long as they're both okay with it, then that's what matters.
Unfortunately, I kind of have to be there because I'm a flyer, so I have to compete. Don't really have much of a say in it.
So how many other flyers are there?
So in my team, we have 3 of us. So we have 3 stunt groups.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
It just depends on how many people we have in each team. That determines how many flyers you have.
Yeah. Okay. So
but three is a good steady, like 3-4 is a good steady amount.
That's amazing. And so for 2.5 minutes, what's it like competing in front of the judges? Do they hold scorecards up where it's like, between 1 and 9, or?
No, so we won't find out till after we compete sometimes what we placed.
Okay.
Like our coach will get a notification or an email saying, hey, this is what you guys got, blah blah blah. It gives them time to go and dispute it if there's something wrong. Like, I know when I was coaching, we had a few issues where they were like, oh, this was not legal, blah blah blah, and we're like, well, it was. And I would have to like go correct them or tell my the head coach or like the gym owner and be like, hey, this isn't correct. And they would have to go dispute it with the judges.
That's crazy. So then with things being legal or not legal, what is classed as not legal when doing
it depends on the level that you're in, really.
Oh, what's the level of skill? Okay.
So if you're in like a novice team, like it's very beginner, so there's a lot of rules, but it's more because it's a safety thing.
Exactly. Yeah. And so then it is just novice, intermediate, and the professional.
So you have novice, then you have level 1, 2 to like level 7.
Oh wow. Okay. So what level are you then?
I'm in a level 3 non-tumble team this year.
Okay.
So we're not tumbling at the moment.
Yeah.
But we are hoping to bump that up to a 4.2.
Okay.
So it means we are stunting level 4 skills if we go to a level 4.2 and then doing level 2 tumbles.
Wow. I had no idea there was so much involved.
Yeah, there's a lot.
So then do we have level 7 teams in Perth?
I don't think we have any in Perth. I think we have some over east, but they're non-tumble, which means they don't do like the tumbling that you see on the floor, like the flips and the back handsprings and back tucks and all that.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So then with the dancing as well, how does the dancing?
So the dancing part is the last 30 seconds of the routine, and you're like, just showcase everything and tie it all together.
Yeah, okay.
So it's a performance.
And so being as a performance then, so that it doesn't incorporate with the actual sports teams in Perth or anything. So it is just competitive cheerleading.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Because do you know if we have cheerleading squads for?
Kinda.
Okay.
So we have uni teams
Okay.
that can cheer on like the uni sport clubs. Like,
Yeah.
I know at Curtin, only because like I did at one point. They have a recreational team, I believe,
Okay.
where if there's like the other uni teams and stuff for like basketball or soccer, or I think they have like a touch rugby too or something. They're like, hey, we have a game coming on. We would like
Yeah,
cheerleaders pretty much, blah, blah. They will be there. I'm like, yeah, let's go Curtin, blah, blah, blah. They have their own little
Lovely,
chant
yeah.
they do.
Yeah. That's pretty cool though. Because that's like when I met you, I was like, I didn't think this is happening in Perth. Like,
Yeah.
I was just like blown away that
I always forget, like, so many people don't realize that cheerleading is a sport here. Like, it's a very much a growing sport in Australia.
Yeah.
Hence why we have like nationals and stuff over east. So
Well, see, that's a similar thing with me as well. When I was younger, I used to do fencing, like
Yeah.
with a sword. But then, you see that on like the Olympics and stuff like that. But you kind of wouldn't pick it to be here almost. Like, you'd think it'd be more English or
Yeah,
European or something like that. But like, it was just at UWA and similar thing, nationals and championships and the whole lot. And it was just the funnest thing ever. But also because I was young, I got to play with the sword and poke people.
like who doesn't want to try and like stab someone with a sword and not get in trouble for it?
Exactly, right? Exactly. So then, where do you see, like, what do you want to do with the DJing? Like, how far do you want to push it? And do you want to do, well, I mean, you've already done festivals, but do you want to be like main stage festivals?
I would love to play main stage one day. That would be amazing.
Yeah.
But at the moment, it's just kind of like going with the flow, like see
Yeah.
what happens.
That's the way to do it, though.
Yeah. It's like I'm lucky enough that I do have regular sets with how like new I am at it. So.
Well, that's it. Because, yeah, you said you've been working at Magnet for about 3 years now.
Yeah.
And then the DJing was
It's about just under 2 years now.
Under 2 years, yeah. Well, that's it.
And like within not even like a few months of me playing, I was already getting a residency at like Newport. And then I went from like Newport to like Arcade to like playing Magnet, Ants, and Edison and all that stuff. So
How was
like,
it at Arcade? Because I've never went there.
Arcade was an interesting time.
Yeah, that's what I was
love
asking.
Arcade.
Yeah.
It was. I definitely enjoyed it.
Because I always thought it was more of the Joondalup crew that would go down
Yeah.
there.
So when I started playing, it was a bit more quieter, obviously, because that's when like COVID and all that stuff.
It's going through the fluctuation.
Yeah. But it was I definitely enjoyed playing it. If no one's busy on Friday, Loop opens up, which is the rebrand name of Arcade.
Oh, wow, okay. So
It's
Loop.
opening up on Friday.
Really? Okay.
So, yeah.
Wow, so they've renovated it and they've changed it up. Wow.
Very
okay.
exciting.
I was wondering what was going to happen with that venue because it's like it's always been there.
Yeah.
It's always been Arcade nightclub and it was always busy, but then obviously with COVID and the whole lot. But that's pretty cool. So they've called it Loop.
Yeah.
That's
going to be very, very snazzy from what I've heard.
Yeah. Well,
So
because Arcade was old, right? From memory, it was
needed a bit of a renovation. Yeah.
just smelly carpets. Yeah.
I guess any club, like a lot of clubs, have smelly carpets.
That's
but
it. Yeah.
That's because people don't know how to
Clean. Yeah.
respect their environments and
That's
not
true,
be grotty and disrespect things. This is why we can't have nice things in life.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's Loot,
Wow. Okay.
Perth's newest club. It's going to be very, very cool.
That's awesome that they've done something with it.
Yeah.
Because it's just like with Perth is developing so much, and it's so like because I think we just got voted the longest city in the world.
Oh.
Yeah, apparently, because like when you go from Joondalup all the way down to Mandurah, Mandurah's still counted, whilst it's just the longest city. So with other places, it's like half the size, but they just build up.
Yeah.
Like, you've been to Melbourne and
Yeah,
Sydney, right?
yeah.
Yeah, and they're just skyscrapers everywhere.
Yeah.
Which is awesome, but at the same time, like, I mean, it's good, but at the same time, it's interesting for Perth, don't you think? Cause with Melbourne, it's like you can go anywhere within the CBD and you always find a great place, and you can just like walk there or catch a tram or this or that. Whilst with Perth, to go from Joondalup to Mandurah, like that's a long distance.
A long trip.
And for people to live out in those areas, that's where they have, they'll have Loop and they'll have other nightclubs and pubs and bars.
Yeah.
But for them to trek it into the city, it's a 30-minute, 40-minute drive. It's just
And then it's like a $60, $70 Uber home.
that's exactly it. It's almost just not worth it.
Yeah.
But that's what, the beautiful thing of living in the city is, right?
100%.
Right?
Love
It just makes it work.
Yeah.
So then with like the lifestyle you've got at the moment, so like, working at, Magnet and then also like cheerleading. So cheerleading, is it in the afternoons as well?
Yeah.
Or?
So my team trains in the early evening to like 9:30 at night.
So like a normal sporting thing.
Yeah.
But then like with Magnet, you sometimes wouldn't get out of there until like 4 a.m. on a Saturday.
Yeah.
Or
So
Sunday.
competition time is an interesting time.
Yeah.
Especially when I was coaching, it was work from whatever time to close, and then from there I would literally go straight to the competitions.
Wow, really?
Get ready, take like my little teams out to like compete, and then like if I'm lucky, I will sneak in a half an hour nap somewhere.
Yeah, that's fair.
To then like have to compete myself, and then
Have a
straight
siesta.
after competing and awards, be back off to work.
Oh wow.
Back off to work to then like close.
Yeah.
So
Gotta be careful because burnout is real.
Oh, it is.
That's what everyone says.
it really
But,
is.
I mean, I haven't really experienced burnout yet, but I reckon I've been close. But at
I
the same
think
time,
if you have enough love for the sport or the thing that you're doing,
yeah,
you'll make it work.
exactly. Yeah.
Like,
I really
yeah.
believe in that. Like that's a really good way to put it. Because sometimes it's like, just going to work can be, oh, I'm just going to work. But
Yeah.
if you love work,
exactly.
it's
Like,
not work.
I generally do love my job, but I also have like a love-hate relationship with it.
Yeah.
So obviously any job you
Any
go to,
job's like that,
you
yeah.
have your good nights and your good days.
Yeah.
And then sometimes you're like, I don't want to be here, but like, you
That's
got to
just
pay your
part of the
bills
job.
somehow.
That's exactly it.
Living is expensive.
It is, and it's going up and up and up.
Yeah, I miss being 12 and I didn't have to worry about paying my phone bills or
Yeah.
any other bills. That was
I'm the
a
exact same as
parental
well.
problem.
Yeah, that's
So-
it. Parents will sort that all out. And
Yeah.
then go from there. But we all get old. We all become
Yeah.
an adult at one stage or another, and then
It's like I'm 23 right now.
Mm.
My youngest brother is 13 and has already told me that I'm ancient. And by the time he turns 18, I'll be too old to go out with him.
wow. Okay.
Yeah, little cheeky of him.
So that's so funny.
Bit of a
'cause
smart ass.
See, for me, it's like my cousins. They've just turned 18, and that like with them just turning 18, I've just basically said to them, "It's like, look, if you want to go to the right places and have a good time, just ask me or message
Yeah.
me. And if you ever get into trouble, just message me because
Yeah.
then I'm just around the corner somewhere. Because they see me and they're like, holy shit, he's
It's like my
30.
cousins, like my second cousin's, one of them, she tends to come to Magna a lot because she like, so for her 18th, I took her to Seasons.
Okay.
I
Very
took the whole
nice.
night off, took her to Seasons. We came to Magnet. I introduced her to like my managers and the security guard. So now when she comes,
Mm.
she like knows people and
That's
like,
it.
hey, blah blah blah, and they know her as my baby cousin.
Exactly. That's
So-
the way to do it though as well.
Yeah,
Because that's the thing. It's like Perth is changing for the better.
yeah,
But then we still have in places around Perth, like, where Northbridge and stuff like that, it can be quite dangerous
Yeah.
sometimes for girls to go out. And it's not
so
fair.
I love walking home after work, and my friends all tell me off.
But you just have to be careful. You just have to be street smart. That's all it really
Yeah,
is,
street
right?
smart. I walk down the alleyways because I don't like people. I
Yeah.
deal with people all the time,
Yeah.
all night, to the point I'm like, at the end of the night, I'm like, I don't want to see anyone, so I will do the sketchy thing and I walk down the alleyway
But
to get
you've-
away from people.
You've never encountered trouble though, right? That's it.
Not during the night, walking home anyway.
See, that's it. See, for me, I've always used my DJ equipment that I
Mm.
have in a bag, right? So I'm carrying around like $3,000 worth of equipment. But walking back to my car, wherever it is, I've never encountered trouble. What people don't realize is like Perth, they say it can be dangerous in
Anyway, it can be
Northbridge.
dangerous though.
Anywhere. That's exactly it. But you just have to be street smart and know what you're doing, know where you're walking, and just be aware.
Yeah.
And,
See,
you'll
like
be
my
fine.
issue is though is that I am very mouthy.
Ah,
So-
so if someone says something, you're like, oh, you.
Yeah, I'm like, don't look at me. Or like, there's literally even times where like guys would come up to me when I just finished work and like try to touch me and everything.
Ah.
I'd be like looking at them funny and they're like, what, you think I'm better than you? I'm like, no, but don't touch me.
See, I just get security involved. I would just straight away just be like, nah, see you later.
Yeah.
Because like I've dealt with dickheads whilst DJing where they've Peach Pit for example. I've just been playing, but then I've had people try and come around the DJ booth and I just don't care. Just do whatever, right? But then I've had someone actually put their hand on on my deck and stop music. So I literally just grabbed his hand, twisted his hand, and I was like, security, like get this guy out, straight out. Because it's like, you know, it's how lenient you can be and how nice you can be. Because with our jobs, what a lot of people don't realize is that with hospitality, you have to be friendly, you have to be nice. And like, you know, I'm exactly the same as you. When I finish work, I'm like, no, I'm going to bed. Leave me alone. Don't talk to me. I just want to, no, I'm done for the night. But when you're at work, you know, do you know a guy called Genga at all? Have you ever heard of him?
Can't say I have.
So Genga's like, I don't want to get this wrong, but maybe in his 40s now. But he was a massive DJ in Perth, like huge DJ in Perth back in like 2010 onwards, maybe.
Yeah.
And he still plays the Avery and stuff like that. But he put it in black and white to me, where it's like, it was just so good the way he said it. It's like, you know, someone could break into your car. Your parents could get divorced. Something could happen. There could be a death in the family. Anything could happen right during the week, and it might ruin your whole week. But when you go out and DJ, or you go and work in a bar, when you go work at this bar or you DJ, you are in the limelight. You have to basically like almost put a mask on.
Yeah, you're there to work. Like, don't bring your dramas in.
Exactly. But then if you're upset and like, you know, it's just not having a good time, when you go on stage, the last thing anyone wants to see is a DJ just pressing buttons.
And be like all mopey and stuff. It's like,
that's it.
I feel like you have to put on the performance yourself and look like you're having fun.
That's it.
Otherwise, they're not going to have fun because they can see you're not having fun. So they're like, oh, this is going to be like sloppy and blah, blah, blah.
That's the thing. It's performance.
Yeah.
Exactly as you said. It is entertainment at the end of the day. And so like, you know, I've said this on a few podcasts, but one thing I love doing, right, is I put a long song on and I'll run down to the bar and I'll get 2 shots of tequila. Then I'll run back to the DJ booth. And then everyone's just like, where the fuck's the DJ going? So then I run back to the DJ booth and I'll put the tequila song on, and then I'll have 2 shots. I'll have a shot as soon as it hits tequila, I have another shot. And then people are like, damn, he looks like he's having a good night, he's having a party. And people are like, it just builds the atmosphere.
Yeah.
Because, you know, you dance, you have this, you do that. But I just find doing little quirky little things that spice it up that others might not do, or just because you have to be unique as well.
It's like I drink orange juice when I'm working.
Yeah,
because obviously I can't drink alcohol when I'm DJing because majority of the time when I finish my set, I have to go run downstairs to go work door.
Yeah.
So I can't drink before.
That's fair, yeah. Because if you're working door, then you're on the clock.
Yeah, so I always have people coming up to me like, oh, like, I got you a drink. And I'm like, no, it's fine. I got myself one. It's fine.
Yeah. But that's a good way to do it, having orange juice.
Yeah.
You say it's vodka orange juice.
Or otherwise I bring, like, my water bottle.
Yeah.
And I have, like, my pre-workout.
Oh, really?
Need that extra, like, energy.
Yeah, lovely.
So I'm just, like, dancing around, like, holding my water bottle. And people are like, why does she have a water bottle?
That's a good way to do it, though. Take pre-workout to a DJ gig.
Yeah, why not?
Keeps the energy up.
Why not?
Going, yeah. So would you say that usually you're more of an introvert and then extrovert, or would you say you're more of an extrovert and an introvert?
I'm not actually sure.
No, that's fair. You're somewhere in between.
Yeah.
Then. But then obviously when you go out and work, then you're an extrovert then. And then when you finish
it's like
work,
I do like socializing with people, but at the same time, like, I get really, like, anxious and stuff.
Yeah.
But
everyone does as well.
Yeah.
See, like, I was explaining this to a friend maybe 3 months ago, I think it was. But they were telling me, it's like, you know, how do you do it? Like, you know, when you go out to a venue or a pub you've never been to, you know, and you don't know anyone there, how do you just go out and just
be confident?
Just be confident.
You fake it till you make it.
But then, you know, anxiety happens though.
Yeah.
You know, like I went and did a gig down in Mandurah maybe 6 months ago, 9 months ago. But doing that gig down there, I was going to a venue I've never been to, and didn't know anyone there. And it's not so much that, like, it was a bit of anxiety being like, okay, well, what happens if this happens? What happens if that happens? But I find that, like, if you go to do something you've never done before, just think of the what ifs and think of how good it will be though if everything falls into place.
I remember when I first played my first season set, or like any of my very first sets, I was terrified, did not want to do it. I was like very keen to do it, and then coming up closer to the time, I'm like, I changed my mind, I don't want to do this. And my friends were like, no, like, you do amazing, like, you got this, you know what you're doing. And I'm like, yeah, but like, it's a lot of people.
Yeah. But
especially like playing seasons and the silent disco, like the last silent disco or seasons we had, there was the line for the silent disco was where, like, for example, do you know the alleyway where Amps is?
Yeah, yep.
So where, like, the railing is to come in to, like, the end of the alleyway was how long this line was for silent disco.
Wow.
So it's like, it's
Okay.
constantly packed.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's
I had
like-
no idea it'd be like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Silent disco was traumatizing when I saw how many people are actually there, and I was like,
How did you find doing silent disco compared to? I mean, it was your second gig though as well.
yeah.
But like compared to playing normally with a fallback, or you can hear what's happening.
I kind of struggled my very first time playing because I wasn't used to. Because, like, obviously, you don't, when you're playing, like, in a nightclub and that, you don't have to always wear your headphones. Like,
That's it. Yeah.
you can hear what's going on. But because there's so many people playing the silent disco as well, and there's so many people singing different things, like, you kind of have to have the headphones on.
Exactly.
But I switch between my headphones to, like, the silent disco headphones, because what I hear through my headphones are completely different to how I hear, like, you would hear it for the silent disco headphones.
That's it. That's exactly it.
So-
And so like I try and avoid silent discos because it's so like just like going backwards and forwards, trying to like figure out like,
It's
okay.
like sometimes I won't even I'll bring my headphones and I'll like listen to something, but for most of that silent disco set, I will have the silent disco headphones on.
Yeah.
So
That's why, so you can actually hear it
Yeah.
mixing in.
and that's where, like, knowing your music comes handy, because if you
That's
know
it.
your music, you don't need to have your headphones to listen to mix in stuff, because you already know, oh, this intro goes for this long already, like, I'll have this much time to blend that in with this,
Exactly. That's
instead of
exactly
like
it.
trying to figure it out as you're going.
Words from a professional. That's it,
Yeah.
right? So then, with the music, because you play top 40 and, you know, cheesy and cliche and, like, you know, the retro kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But what do you listen to on your days off? What's your favorite
I
genre?
have a very vast variety of songs I will listen to. Like, I will listen to, like, the cheesy stuff, and then next minute it could be like Check Yes Juliet to, like,
What, sorry? Check S Juliet.
where it's like Check Yes Juliet. Da, da, da. You
No,
don't know that song?
I don't think I'm. Wait, can we pull that up as well? Let's have a look. I should know it.
You should know it.
Should.
Everyone knows this. I'm sure Dallas knows this too.
And so, oh, Josh. Ah.
I can't see
Oh,
that.
Apparently, someone spilled alcohol over decks at Maggie's. I think that was Endorse, maybe.
Oh yeah, someone threw their drink up
Yeah.
onto the main stage.
And it wrecked his equipment. Do you know much about that at all? Because
I
I know.
was working that night.
Really?
The
'Cause
music stopped completely because
what
he had
time?
to. It was. I think it was like kind of early on in his set, so it was like a Wednesday night,
Hmm.
and some douche decided to throw their drink up.
Yeah, douche and D, yeah. Yeah.
Why would you throw your drink? Like,
Yeah. It just ruins.
use your brain.
Yeah, that's it.
Like,
But intoxicated, potentially.
intoxicated or not, I'm
Yeah.
sure you have more than two brain cells.
Yeah,
Like,
that's exactly
Use
it.
them.
Yeah,
Like, you wouldn't do that if your parents were around, no matter how drunk you were.
yeah.
You did, you'd probably get. I know I would get into a lot of trouble.
Mm.
Don't know what anyone else's parents are, but my parents would rip into me and be like, "We trained you better. Like,
That's
this
the
is not
same
how we
thing.
raised you."
Yeah, my parents would be the same.
So,
What was the song again?
Check Yes Julia, I believe.
Check
I
Yes,
think that's
Juliet.
what it's called. I hope that would be so awkward if that's not what it was called. But I'm pretty sure that's what it's called.
But
Yeah,
we-
Check Yes by We the Kings.
We the Kings. Don't play the audio, but just play the and then if you go full screen and press A. Okay, so interesting. I don't think I might have heard this because I listen to a lot of music, like a lot of music. I'm listening
Yeah.
to new stuff all the time. And we've got the subtitles as well. All right, let's see if I can decipher the subtitles. Oh, so it's kind of like pop punky stuff.
Yeah,
that
it's
you're
like
into.
emo pop punky stuff. And then it's like the last few months I've gotten into like listening to things like from like Spacey Jane
Okay, yeah.
and like Ocean Alley.
Jungle Giants and stuff. as
Yeah.
well? Yeah.
And like working at Magnet, I get exposure to all this stuff. Like one of my favorite bands I love listening to is Pale Waves.
Pale Waves.
They actually played a gig at Amps recently. It
Okay.
was the best thing ever. It was my highlight of this year so far.
See, that's one thing that'd be so awesome about working there, right? That if you get big artists come through or
Yeah.
just bands, you get to go and see them.
Yeah.
Because Escape the Fate just played.
Yeah, they
there
played Tuesday, I believe.
Yeah, that's Escape the Fate from forever ago. That's amazing. But that's it. So like you get to go and see all these bands and everything. Like just part of the crew.
It's great. Love it.
And so, have you ever thought about like, because you work at Maggie's, but obviously through, it's called Night Owl Entertainment.
Yeah, it's
now?
called Night Owl now.
Yeah, not Capital Corp anymore.
Yeah.
But then, so with Night Owl Entertainment, have you ever thought about like, see if you can do Metros or another club, or are you just happy to stay at Maggie's?
I think like Maggie's work for me just because I do work door there.
Yeah, yeah.
So
I
it's
mean,
convenient.
even doing door at Metros or
I live in the city.
yeah,
So it's just easier for me
yeah,
to go to Magnet
yeah,
because it's
yeah. It's right
down the road.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
So yeah, that's my lovely work. It's amazing. Love
Pretty
it.
lucky though, because it's, you know, sometimes it can be quite hard to get into, say, like industry like this, or even DJing as well in venues like this.
Yeah, so I was just lucky that I had the connections and knew the right people that could help me get into playing at like Magnet, for example.
Yeah.
So
It just works out well.
yeah,
So we've only got about 5 or 10 minutes left. So
that went fast.
yeah. So yeah, that's an hour. Yeah. So where do you? So you're just gonna take it as it comes at the moment.
Yeah.
Just see how it goes. Where would you like to take the cheerleading? Like, would you ever want to do like?
I mean, I would love to go to Worlds, but I think everyone would love to go to Worlds, but it's just a sport.
Yeah.
It's just a sport for me. Like,
It's competitive sport. Yeah.
yeah, it's just, it keeps me fit. I enjoy it.
Mm.
It's like people that like playing footy or basketball, netball, like it's just, they enjoy doing it.
That's it. Yeah. But still, that'd be pretty impressive though. It's like,
Yeah.
I interviewed her. Now she's over in Orlando, like, at Worlds.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's awesome though. And so then, like, because you're still young and like, you know, you've still got such a life ahead of you. Like, would you ever try and get into other things like production or like
maybe,
because it's a whole can of worms as well. It's
Yeah.
so full on to do. And then like, would you say that you're just gonna keep doing cheerleading as well? Like,
as much as I would love to, realistically, body,
Yeah.
it depends how my body is. Yeah.
Well, if you're doing it now and you've already been doing it for a while,
Yeah.
and then you're staying fit from it, you never
You just got to
know.
be aware and like know when enough is enough for your own body and not
Yeah.
push it, because when you push yourself too much is when the injuries happen.
That's exactly it. So, 5 random questions.
Yeah.
And usually I try and do this all off the top of my head, and sometimes it can be a bit complicated. So, funniest thing that you've seen whilst DJing?
I had someone do a shoey in front of me,
A shoey in
Yeah.
front of you.
just out of nowhere. They just like ripped off their shoe, poured their beer, and just did it. And I was like,
I
oh,
don't know why people do that, to be honest. It's like, it's bacteria and you don't know, like, it's a shoe. You've been
Yeah.
dancing in it all night. There's sweat in there.
yeah,
And you just drink beer from it. Okay.
yeah.
It's an Australian thing. What about the funniest thing you've seen whilst cheerleading? Maybe.
Probably my own thing. When I last went to nationals, I managed to roll my ankle on the stage.
On the stage.
I was walking to my stunt group and rolled my ankle
Oh.
in front of everyone
Oh.
and like started falling, and everyone caught me, so it didn't count as a fall.
Okay.
But after that, for the whole time I was in Melbourne, I had people that did cheer come up to me like, "You're that girl that rolled her ankle on the stage," and I was like, "Yeah."
It should have been my own
Yeah.
So that's kind of cool. Like, what's the most full-on thing you've seen
Like,
whilst DJing or
DJing?
cheerleading? Like, have you ever had to deal with fights or anything like that at all? Or
personally, I haven't,
that's good.
but
Because Maggie's doesn't really, you know, that they don't stand for that kind of stuff,
Yeah.
which is good.
yeah,
But drunk people doing drunk things, unfortunately,
you
sometimes.
can't help it sometimes. But like,
Yeah.
from when I've played, I've never had anyone have a fight in front of me
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
yet.
Yeah. Touch wood.
Gotta knock on the wood.
Yeah.
Can't jinx it.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've been on stage with Andre from Death Disco, and we've had a girl have a seizure in front of us
Oh,
at Capitol, and basically that was straight on the microphone, music off, lights on, and then as soon as that seizure happened, basically the boyfriend got involved, some of the girlfriends got involved, the boyfriend started pushing people, getting really aggressive, security got in, stomped it all out, everything was sorted, which is
Yeah.
good, but it was still just like a holy shit. Like,
Yeah.
you know, get St. John's in. Let's
It's like,
get her out of
you
here.
hear these things happen all the time and you don't expect it to happen to
Yeah,
you.
That's
And
it.
when you see it happen, you're like, what do I do?
Yeah, that's it. Like, as soon as that happened, I was straight on the microphone, like, nah, everyone, stop. All right, just wait a minute.
Yeah,
Something's going on. But you have to be, like, on the ball with that. You have to be ready to go just in case.
100%.
What about, like, cheering? Like,
I've seen someone, like, there was this really bad fall once where, like, everything stopped for a good 10 minutes and they had to get, like, the ambulance and stuff.
yeah, okay.
So,
Yeah,
yeah, it's
But-
intense. Cheerleading
but
is
it
a very
is-
dangerous sport.
it can be, yeah. If you get
I'm
flung
pretty
in
sure
the air-
it's, like, the number one, like, one of the world's most dangerous sport doing.
Yeah, I wouldn't be
Like,
surprised, yeah.
I'm pretty sure, like, for example, if any, like, you were to Google it, it would be, like, in the very top part.
Right, let's have a look.
Like-
How dangerous is cheerleading?
Last time I checked, I'm pretty sure it was, like, the number one most dangerous sport
That's,
because
yeah.
of how, like, it is.
The most
literally being
dangerous
thrown.
sport.
Yeah.
Here we go. So
Yeah.
let's have a look at this. Oh,
It's
is it load?
definitely
There we
a
go.
dangerous sport. Hence why we have all these rules and safety things
Yeah,
in
so
place.
what are some of the rules and safety things?
Um,
We didn't actually dive into that. Let's
Well, it
count that
it
as
just
question
kind of
three.
really
Okay.
depends, like, what level you're on. Like I said, like,
Mm.
certain levels you can only do certain skills because of the safety of it.
Yeah.
Like, it's
But-
hard to explain. Like, you kind of just have to do it.
To understand.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that it does make sense though, because it is like the more qualified, the more professional
Yeah.
you are, the more crazy things you can do.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
you know, backflips.
It's like
and
the
stuff, but-
fundamental skills is what leads you to do all the crazy stuff in the higher levels.
Yeah.
So without
But-
the fundamental stuff, which is the basic stuff, which is all the safety stuff,
Mm.
can't do all the crazy stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So then, like, with the training though,
Yeah.
like, is it kind of like karate or like martial arts where you get like a different belt? Not a different belt, but when you
I
go up
guess
the levels in a
You
way.
can, like, end of the year when we do tryouts, you're trying to see if you can progress to a higher level.
Okay. Do they
Yeah.
ever put you down a level at all? No.
I mean, personally, I haven't,
Yeah.
but
Hey,
it also depends on the team, like the club and like the levels they have for that age range.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. So, question 4. What's the number one venue you've always wanted to play at? If you could play at any venue in Perth.
Honestly, it was always Magnet,
Okay.
and then I would love to play Magnet main stage one day.
Yep.
Hence why, like, when I started playing upstairs Magnet, I was like, oh my god, like,
Yeah. Please. Yes,
Yeah.
please. Yeah.
it's why it's funny when people say to me, they're like, oh, like, you just gotta press play and stuff, blah blah blah, your Spotify playlist, or I've already started getting like those troll messages when people are like, you're so shit, blah blah blah,
Of course.
and I'm
yeah.
like, if I'm so shit, then why do I have a residency at one of Perth's, like,
Do you get
best
like so?
night
Does
club?
that actually happen often though? Because
Oh,
I
yeah.
see sometimes
yeah.
that Katie gets hate
Yeah,
messages.
I just
It's
kind of like
unfortunate,
one of
but-
my, because obviously I have like an account for my DJing.
Mm.
I posted a photo for my thing, being like, this week, like, come watch me press play on my Spotify playlist
Oh yeah.
at this time.
Mm,
Like, you just kind of take the piss out of it now.
yeah.
Otherwise, if
But-
if you dwell on it, you're gonna get upset and it's gonna dishearten you. But if you like make fun of yourself,
Well, you just you having fun
Like-
with it. Yeah.
you know that you're good enough. Otherwise, you wouldn't be where you are.
Exactly. But it's just so silly and so dumb. Like I've had
Jealousy.
that happen before at Peach Pit before, where I've played there and some guy was like, "Oh, give us a go," and I was like,
No.
"No, I'm not giving you a go."
Yeah,
And he's
it's
like,
like,
"You're shit," and I was like, "All right, well, watch this."
I
And
don't
then
get-
did something.
like, I'm the
like,
one that's getting paid to do this. Like, there's a reason I get paid to do this.
Exactly. Yeah. But that's what they, as I said, like, you know, some guy came up and was like, "You're shit," and
Oh,
That's
half
when
the
I
time
did.
though, they're like the bedroom DJs, and they're like,
that's it.
oh, like
They have
I could do that
no
easily.
idea.
Okay, if you can, then do it.
Yeah,
Like,
that's it.
get into it. Like, figure out or message the clubs and stuff that you want to play at and be like, hey, I would love to play for you guys. How would I go about that? Like,
Yeah.
go to the clubs you want to play at.
Yeah.
Make those connections.
Yeah, it sounds like you got down packed because that's like. Do you remember Nevermind Small Club at all? So
I heard of it. I
So-
never went.
no, that's all right. So that nightclub there, I had the guy who actually owned the place on here,
Yeah.
and he literally said, "It's like, look, I go to my own venue
Yeah.
every Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and if I see you there all the time, then I might have a beer with you or hang out if you want to chat. And then if I find out you're a DJ, then I'll give you
Yeah,
a set.
it's
And
like
that's how it works.
two of my friends I got into like working or more sets and stuff. For example, like my friend Dan, I'm pretty sure his DJ name's like Danny Jr. or something.
Yeah, okay.
And then another girl named Shanae, and I think hers is like Sifini, something like that.
Okay.
I like message Keegan and be like, hey, they're really good. Give them a chance. Blah blah blah.
And then you get
Next
them a
minute,
chance, right?
they're playing Seasons. Next minute, they're now playing Metros.
Yep.
Like they're playing Metros drum and bass nights there.
Yeah.
Like they're in.
That's exactly it. And that's sometimes it's
It's just the connection. Just know people.
and the positivity as well.
Yeah.
There's no point being a dick, because if you're being a dick, you're not going to get anywhere.
Exactly.
Yeah. This is
Like
how it
I don't
is.
mind having people. I've had people message me and be like, hey, like I've seen you play. Blah blah blah. How do I like? Do you have any tips or advice for me? And they would send me stuff, and I don't care helping, giving you those advice. But if you're gonna be cunty about it, I'm not gonna talk to you.
That's exactly it. That's just, it's the attitude. Oh, sorry. Yeah, it's just the attitude, 100%. And that's where the positivity and making it work makes it work.
Yeah.
And so just quickly to Josh, because he's going to be here in a couple of hours, because he's just commented it's this weird thing that we've got going where he just loves the word I don't understand.
Fair enough.
I don't understand, but so,
The end.
yeah, that's it. That's exactly it. So we've come to the end of it. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me. It's been fun,
Told
interesting,
ya.
a good experience.
Yeah, told you. Yeah, everyone that comes on here, they might get like a little bit anxious or worried or anything.
Yeah.
You didn't have any of that from what I could see. You came in like a professional, but then after it, so much fun, right?
Yeah.
It's always just been good. So thank you so much. And then we'll be doing panels coming up.
Yeah.
Soon. Like I've been saying this for like last 3 months, 4 months, but I've just been settling into this house and getting things ready. But basically with the panels, I'll be getting like 2 or 3 people on, and then we'll just be all hanging out, having beers and talking about nightlife.
Fair
and
enough.
entertainment.
Sounds fun.
Yeah, so if you want to be involved, I'd love to have you
Maybe
involved.
we'll see. We'll see what
Yeah,
happens.
We'll see how it goes. Yeah.
See if you actually do it first.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that is very true. All right. Well, thank you so much, Maddie. Like this has been good.
Thanks for having us. Or
Yeah.
me.
Us. Yeah.
We're-
yeah.
Yeah.
We're all of us. Yeah. All right, and we will see you guys next week. I don't have my phone on me, but I have booked someone in. So someone fun. So we'll hang out next week. Right?
That sounds very reassuring.
That's it. All right. So see you guys.
Bye.
Yeah, we always got to wave at the camera.